Yeah, let's talk about Creed.
Creed 3. So like we said just a bit ago, Creed definitely gave this new, fresh energy to the Rocky series when Rocky is passing down the torch. And now the stage is completely on Adonis. And he's behind the screen too, because Michael B. Jordan directed it as well, which I was very happy for him. And yeah, let me just say, this trilogy, chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
It's great. Like, I think for the first 45 minutes or something, I was like, okay, this is good. This is nice, but not as good as the last two. Then this is a scene with Michael B. Jordan and Tessa Thompson, like an emotional scene. And I was like, this is a really good movie. And from there, it's just another, you cheer, you're emotional. It's got great energy. I think Jordan also edited it a little. He edited the boxing a little bit differently than the last two movies.
He did.
He took some inspiration from anime, apparently, which is funny. But nobody shoots fireballs at each other.
Man, I will tell you, this film's boxing gets so creative compared to anything in the franchise. Like I was telling you, I watched the whole thing this week. So I couldn't bear to watch another normal fight scene anymore. So I'm so glad that it really wasn't. It was like something special. It had special effects.
There's this Quicksilver effect where he's faster than the rest of the movement.
Man, that was crazy good for someone that never directed a movie in his life. Come on, man. Michael B. Jordan, round of applause, man.
It's impressive.
You are a great director, and I cannot wait to see what you do next.
And I think if anything, it just shows how close and in love he is with this character and this world that he became close with after these two movies. If I'm not mistaken, did he produce Creed 2 also? I'm not sure. But
not sure.
But yeah, in this movie,
he's definitely a producer in this one.
Michael B. Jordan, he's just he's retired, semi-retired.
He's full on retired.
Yeah, he's full on
by the
he's retired, but he's a trainer.
Yeah.
And he comes out of the gym one day, and his old friend Dame is on his car, which every time they called him Dame, just as a basketball person, I was thinking Damian Lillard because they always call him Dame.
He was an executive producer in Creed 2.
Oh, okay. When Dame comes home from prison, it reignites their past and some traumas that Adonis is dealing with. But something that I think stood out as much was the dynamic he has with his daughter. This is scene 2 of the movie where his daughter comes in. Oh my God, man, I loved it.
I can't handle these movies. They just fuck with my head so much. I cannot cry looking at Michael B. Jordan's face anymore. I am done.
No,
it's bad.
I think if you've seen the other movies, you know that his daughter's deaf. But I think the fact that they were willing to go there and make it still as sweet as it would be if he was just a hearing daughter, I think they made it really wonderful. But it also made you see it in a cute light.
Yes, how the whole family learned sign language.
Yeah, even
to
the
be
grandma.
able to talk to her, and how even small details. Michael B. Jordan's a very smart director. The house has glass floors, so they're able to communicate with their daughter if she's upstairs.
Yeah, and they can sign. I didn't even think of that.
And they're downstairs. It's such a smart thing.
But I also think it has a layer for Adonis because he's empathetic. As much as he's a fighter, part of the journey or the training, I don't want to call it training, but the quest, these are bad words, but part of that is being a father, being a husband. And that's as important as the sports journey.
He has to deal with stuff in his past that he never thought he would have to deal with. It's that kind of thing that you keep it behind closed doors, and he even has kept it from his wife. A lot of it he has kept from his mom. It's a cautionary tale that you can never hide these kind of things forever. You have to talk about it. Bianca says to him, you don't have to go to therapy, but you have to talk about this stuff, and you have to talk about it with me. Because they're this partnership, this beautiful partnership, and I
think he says that even in the second movie. he doesn't even just say we're a family. He says we're a team. Like he uses a sports element to it, and I just love the way.
And I think she goes in this movie, "We're a team," when he's not being a team player with her.
Yeah, she says that back. I love that element to their.
Any of the multiple sports movies that we always talked about, I feel like Bianca'S character development is something that cannot be understated. Like she could have so easily fallen into the trap of being the wife, which happens in like most sports movies, but it doesn't happen in a single Creed movie.
Right.
Her story is always as important as Creed's.
I know, and like when she's frustrated at him sometimes, like you honestly get her. You're not like,
yeah, you're on her side.
Like, why
you're
are you not
letting
him go out and box? Like you're on her side.
Yeah.
But they're both so charismatic, and I'm so glad that they're as successful in Hollywood as they are now. And let's talk about Jonathan Majors, shall we?
Oh my god, man, my man is having the best year.
It's March, and he's already had the best year.
And he's gonna be in Magazine Dreams, which I have a feeling it's a movie that just premiered in at
Sundance.
At Sundance, and maybe we'll get to
There's
see
already-
it at TIFF.
There's already Oscar nomination buzz for him, which is wild.
Exactly. So like, my man's having a good year, and deservedly so. He's such a good actor. Like Michael B. Jordan might be one of the best actors in this generation. I have no qualms in saying that.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Majors comes really close.
Yeah, I think like Michael B. Jordan has already become a household name.
Yeah.
Like it's harder now to become like a massive star because A-list actor, I guess, if we're defining that. But Jonathan Majors is one of those who has like that X factor, sort of like someone from a couple years ago, like Jenna Ortega or Michael B. Jordan when he did Creed. That's like doing all these projects and then becomes a household name.
Exactly.
And is here to stay.
I think the year that Michael B. Jordan did like Creed 2, and like a year later or before he did Black Panther.
It was the same year.
It was the same year?
That they came out.
So there you go. So like that year for him is this year for Jonathan Majors. Like
interesting.
Like they're both like the villain in a Marvel movie. They're both in a Rocky movie and all that.
Jonathan Majors is absolutely here to stay.
And man, listen, I am a straight man. But what is up with both of these men's physiques?
This is the thing that's been going. I still remember me and my friend got out of Black Panther, or was it Creed 2? And he turns to me and he's like, Michael B. Jordan's ripped as fuck, bro.
like what the hell, man? Like these guys are looking good, and they like I follow Michael B. Jordan on Instagram. He's one of my favorite accounts to follow because it's basically film and gym, which are two things I love. So like,
oh my god, do you see on Instagram like he like surprised the actress who plays the daughter in this movie with a bunch of balloons? It was the sweetest thing.
So sweet, man. That man can do no wrong,
bro. For a franchise about punching, like there's a lot of healthy masculinity stuff in here.
Yeah, which Rocky didn't really explore back in the day, and it's so good to see that like that Creed really explores that. Tessa's character Bianca, like she's not like, no, don't fight him. She's like, she understands her husband enough to know that he needs to fight him. Like, because again, I watched the other movies and like there are so many times where Rocky's like, it's something that I gotta do, it's something that I have to do, and his wife is so against it for, plot reasons, for dramatic reasons and all that. And this movie, she's like, no, I understand, you have to do it.
In this one, he's even like not trying to fight him right away. He's like on Stephen A. Smith, and he's like, "Bro, chill." It's a bit of a spoiler for who cameos in this movie, but yeah. So yeah, Jonathan Majors, I think they did a really good job making him also understandable because
for sure,
and empathetic because like for legal reasons, he's been in prison for more than half his life that he's lived now, and all that he's thought of is like he could have lived a life adjacent to Creed's. And
he definitely could have, because they show in the flashbacks and all that he was like better than Creed when they were young. Like he was winning like these underground tournaments and all that. And I think it's also this is something that's really amazing about the Creed movies that Rocky couldn't really explore that much. Like it's amazing that Rocky, the movies, they did give like black actors and black voices like a platform back in the day. right?
Like with Carl Weathers.
With Carl Weathers and
Mr. T.
exactly, Mr. T and all that. Like they did give him the platform, but like making the black fighter the main character gives all the Creed movies the opportunity to really explore how race relationships would affect someone in sport.
I was thinking about
that
that
has to deal with that.
Because these movies are entirely black-centered for the most part.
And, like, especially this one, because it's, like, a black fighter against a black fighter. And, like, again, the mirror thing of how a black man's life can go so wrong because...
From one mistake in his youth, because of justice.
From one tiny mistake in his youth, because of how the justice system works against black people and all that. All those parallels being, like, not thrown in your face, but, like, beautifully like just crafted into the stories and into the undertones of the stories,
even straight from the first movie, because he's in this group home and like his birth mother he never knew, which so like he just grew up in this without really a parental figure, and then Marianne Creed is basically the one who saved him, and then that comes full circle eventually, and she says to Adonis that he saved her.
You can't do that to me, man. We're live on air. We live on air, bro. When she says that in a oh god, it's awful. I can't. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, Felicia Rashad is great as always. Damn, made Alan cry.
God damn it.
Michael B. Jordan made him cry. I was just
Felicia
a messenger.
Rashad made me cry.
Yeah. I was just a messenger. But man, these movies are great. And Majors. So you understand all the pain and like almost loss that he felt from all his time that he did. But then also there's a part where he's like in the boxing ring and he's not even cackling. He's not even like mustache twirling like, yeah, I beat you. He almost looks like a kid in a candy shop because he just wanted this for so long and he's finally in the boxing ring.
Even though he's a grade A asshole. And he
does become an asshole.
He's like cheating. He's like breaking people's arms and stuff like that in the fight, which is you definitely can't do. And, like, I don't know how he gets away with a lot of it.
Yeah, oh my God. There was one point I feel like this is a thing in a lot of sports movies, but you just want to shout at the ref.
Yeah.
And sports in real life also.
Yeah. I have a bad history with football referees, but, yeah. So I completely understand.
Alan, don't get ejected from football games.
Oh no! In Brazil, it's very common to like curse at the referee the whole game.
Well, here in Israel, my brother goes to the games, and they have like chants against the ref, like songs and everything.
Yeah, we do that too in Brazil. It's a common thing in football. But anyway, going back to Jonah Majors, it's weird because like you understand where he's coming from, but he's such an asshole, and you want Creed him to beat him so bad. I spoil like how the movie ends because in a lot of Rocky Creed movies, sometimes they lose and sometimes they win. Like I love that about the movies. Like it's not like they win every single movie.
Yeah. Didn't he technically lose in the first Creed?
He did.
Yeah, and then he fights the same guy in the
Rocky tied in the first Rocky.
Was it?
Yeah,
okay, I thought he lost to Apollo in the first. Or did they tie?
They tie, so like Apollo kept the.
Okay, yeah, I remember that now.
Because when you tie in a championship, I guess
like he stayed the heavyweight champion.
He stays champion, yeah.
Because I remember in like he lost in the first Creed, and then he becomes the heavyweight champion in the first scene of the second movie.
Yes, exactly.
But in Rocky 2, did he beat Apollo?
In Rocky 2, he beat Apollo, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's also like a friendship there that blossoms.
Oh, man. Yeah. We're not going to get into that again because I don't have the strength.
Plants the seeds for this franchise.
Exactly. So, yeah, man. Creed 3 is also fantastic. Are you ready to give some scores?
Yeah. In the beginning, I was leaning towards 7 out of 10. By the end, I was like, clearly it's an 8 out of 10 movie. I think it's slightly not as good as 1 and 2, but I'd gladly rewatch it anytime soon.
Okay. I'm going to agree with you 100%. It's an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think it could even honestly go up to an 8.5 if I watch it again. For now, it's an 8. And yeah, it's not as good as Creed 1 and Creed 2, but it's so damn close. And,
I think even in when I saw Creed 2, I had a similar reaction to this movie. Like, that was great. And now thinking back at Creed 2, I'm like, that's wonderful. So this could happen. I feel like if you watch this whole trilogy again now, like you did, it's an amazing journey there.
Yeah, like I told you, Creed 2 was an 8 for me when I first watched it. And now it's a 9. So, you know.
So I'm excited to maybe do a watch of this trilogy because the characters actually change. Their situations change and they grow. And
it is really interesting to watch them one after the other. Because, like, with Creed 1 and 2, I had, like, 3 years? I didn't rewatch Creed before watching Creed 2. So, like, I had, like, 3 years without watching it. It's a completely different experience, man.
Because it's a formula, but the characters are as important as that boxing, where you're not only as concerned as, like, 3-act formula. I just want to say before we sign off that all 3 Creed movies have a phenomenal final shot in all of them. That's all I want to say.
Yeah. I will. Are you going to let me read my Rocky Creed top 10?
Let's hear it.
We'll do it fast, I promise.
Top 9. No?
Top 9. Yeah, top 9.
This is like Rocky director's cut.
Number 9, the unbearable Rocky 5.
It's unbearable? Okay.
It's not unbearable. Like, it's watchable, but, like, I say you watch it one time because you're a fan of the franchise. But
is it better than George of the Jungle?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I like George of the Jungle, so I don't know if that counts. Okay, so Rocky 5, then Rocky 2, which I think is going to be controversial because a lot of people think it's probably like one of the best. I really liked it. It's like, but it's like a 7 out of 10 for me. Then Rocky 4, where he faces Drago, that's also a 7 out of 10 for me. It's really good.
Rockies.
It's really, really good. Like, it's good. And Apollo's death scene is like hurts like hell.
It does, yeah. I remember that.
It does hurt like hell, but like I think that's the highlight of that movie. I don't think like it just feels a little bit too formulaic. As
it's like you're waiting
movie.
for Drago to kill him and then for him to fight Drago.
Exactly.
Because that's the punchline, but everything else there is just not as...
Exactly. Then Rocky 3 was
Mr. T.
was surprisingly fun.
So I don't think I've seen this one.
I gave it an 8. I'm not sure if I would...
Okay.
I'm not sure if that's going to stay if I watch this again. But it's a really fun movie. And I think I gave it an 8 more because I liked it way more than I liked Rocky 2.
So it's like, hey, nice. Stallone directed 2 through 5, right? And 2 through 4 and 6, if I'm not mistaken.
He directed 2, 4... and 3 of the ones that we've talked about so far.
Didn't he direct Balboa also?
He directed Balboa as well.
Okay.
And speaking of Balboa, that's my number 5.
All right.
Rocky Balboa is a definite 8 for me. It's not like a iffy 8 like the last one.
So like Balboa is one of the more emotional Rocky movies too.
Oh my god, bro! I'm telling you, like this movie shouldn't work. It shouldn't work. You shouldn't be rooting for a 50-year-old to go in a ring with a 20-year-old and think that's anywhere near as realistic as it is. But it works. And like, man, the grief that he's going through in this movie
because of Adrian.
And he doesn't have a good relationship with his son. It's a real man. But like they kind of get together by the end and like it's this movie.
Didn't the exact same thing happen in Creed 2? Because like they also kind of like break up, have a father-son breakup, and then they have to get back together.
Basically.
In Creed 2.
But yeah, like this movie shouldn't work, and the fact that it works so well, it's why I gave it an 8. I had a damn good time watching this movie. Then number 4, a new entry in the list, Creed 3. For all the reasons we just said. Then number 3, Creed 2, which I gave a 9. Number 2, Rocky, which is a 9.5 for me. And number 1, Creed, which is a 10 out of 10 for me. As I said before, my 15th favorite movie of all time.
Some incredible praise for
I love that
Ryan Coogler's Creed.
I think we're good. Do you want to say anything else about Creed?
Watch it if you haven't. Like,
yeah, what are you waiting for? Go watch Creed and Rocky and all that. Like, great movies.
Yeah, definitely worth the trip to the theaters.
Yeah.
Personally, my favorite of the year so far. Oh. Not a high bar, but like...
Yeah, not a high bar at all,
it's a good one.
Yeah, definitely my favorite of the year so far.
It's a really good one. It's a bit to live up to.
So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Remember to follow us. There you go. At Film Fanatics Pod on Instagram.
And sub.
Yes. Sub right there.
Sub.
Oh, right there actually. Oh, I'm only fucking it up. So subscribe to the channel, leave a like, leave your favorite like Rocky movie or Creed movie in the comments. What did you think of Creed 3? Let us know. And signing off, this is Alan.
And this is Gal.
Bye guys.
Film Fanatics. From the silver screen to your earphones with Alan Azulay and Gal Balaban.